the Clair de Lune from scratch. Okay, again, let's review a little bit of what we did before moving on to the next portion. Okay, let me go ahead and snip this out. And do this portion over here. Okay, copy that, and let's paste this over here. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, so if you recall, this has been tied over. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of mark out portions that I know are going to be tied. These two notes are the same. That's tied. Let's go ahead and cut those out as well. Okay. So if you recall, left hand, you're ending up here on a 2 and a 4. And then I'm asking you to switch finger positions to get ready for this thing over here. And we're going to jump down to a 5. Okay. So let's just review this measure one more time. Okay. Right hand, you're using a thumb. And again, you're also kind of changing positions a little bit. Okay. Using the third finger here. See if you can follow along. Excuse me. And then you're going to 3, 4, 3. And then you're going to see how this goes on from C to A flat. And you're going to end up with using a 2 and a 1. Okay. And let's just review that so far. Left hand A flat and F. Right hand B flat. Okay. All together. And then you play continuing on. Okay. And now the next two notes, your left hand is going to switch down. The next two notes down. Okay. And then the right hand will follow suit. Okay. See how that works? Okay. Now, let me just make sure my piano is activated. I'm using Pianoteq as a way of illustrating how the piano pedaling is working. I think it's a very effective tool that way. Let's do that one more time. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect the pedal. I'm not going to worry about holding this note. So I'm actually asking you to cheat just a little bit, okay? Because I think, frankly, the way to officially hold this and then move on to this would be to do what we call a pivot. And a pivot simply means switching fingers without releasing the notes. So if you want to, you practice this. You could do this and just practice going from a pinky to a thumb, transitioning down there like that. See how I'm switching down? I'm kind of folding my hand, getting my thumb to grapple onto that before letting go. It's a tricky maneuver. So please don't get frustrated. And I frankly wouldn't waste too much time trying to get it done. If you get it, more power to you, great. If you don't, then you know what? Just leave it off and move down to the next note. It's really not that big a deal. So I don't think it's worth sweating over. So let's quickly find that note. A flat over here. Skipping spaces. So A flat, G on the line. F over here on the space. Okay. We're running out of lines. We need a ledger line over here. That's an E. Okay. G, F, E, D. So our note is down over here, D down here. Knowing that only C's and F's are exempt from the flat rule, we're going to go ahead and recognize that this D has to have a flat. So you're going to jump down to a this, okay? And frankly, I wouldn't worry about holding that top A flat. It's not a big deal, okay? Now we get to one of the most beautiful portions of the piece, at least from... Now you play this with the fifth finger. You're going to kind of jump from 5 to 5, okay? If you pivot, fine, but you're still going to end up on a fifth finger on the bottom regardless of whether you pivot or not, okay? So if you want to, see that middle black key, then to see the two black keys, you're going to just jump down to the bottom of the two black keys down here, okay? Now, let's quickly find the other notes over here. If you recall, this was C and A flat over here, okay? Now, recognizing that that bottom note is an A flat that could be written out this way, see how that translates over here? So that's also still an A flat on top of this next these next two notes. Following that down, okay, A flat here, space in between would be a G, and then the next note below that would be an F. See how that works? Okay, so A flat and F. Okay, A flat and F. Okay, like that over here. Notice the left hand is now switching clefs. So that G clef tells me that the notes are going to be higher on this portion of the keyboard. So your left hand is actually going to jump quadrant, so to speak. It's going to jump a little bit higher, a big leap, okay? So let's just use our clef, since we know this is a G clef with its belly. Okay, G's over here, all right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The note below is F over here. Skip the line, and the next one is going to be A, A flat, okay, we know that rule there. So A flat and F for those two notes. Hey, do you see a pattern? I see one here, I see one here. Same notes, aren't they? But in different positions. So from the D flat down there, right hand, A flat and F over here, and then the left hand's going to leap over to play the A flat and F above that. See how that works so far? Very beautiful, yeah? One more time. Right hand, left hand. Okay, now let's find the next notes in the right hand over here. Oh, very quickly. Again, notice these lines over here. Okay, so we know that this is tied. I'm going to go ahead and X that out. We don't need to play that. Let's jump ahead. So we got a huge way to jump over here. So I'm going to use a technique of skipping lines, excuse me, knowing that our G clef belly puts us with the G on that second line over here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, I'm going to skip lines. G, B, G, A, B. See that? C, D, F, and that brings us to F in the bottom here. Okay, and if you notice that this top note is also on a line, so I skipped that, but that's an A. Okay, the F is safe, no flat. A flat on the top here. Do you see another pattern? I sure do. A flat F, A flat F, A flat F. Hey, notice how this works. D flat on the bottom, A flat F, A flat F, ooh, A flat F. And you notice they're all consecutive. Here's, okay, A flat here, the very next set of three black keys, next set of three black keys, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same fingering that I used in the very beginning of the piece. I'm going to use a 4 and a 2 in the right hand. I'm going to use a 2 and a 4 in the left hand over here. 4 and a 2 in the right hand again up here. See how that works? So left hand over, right hand under, swing under, get up to the top of that. And then the next two notes are going to be those two over there. Beautiful, isn't it? The F and the D flat. Okay, see that F is shared over here, right? And then you just count down to that D flat over there. So one more time. Just like the very beginning of the piece, just a little fancier leading up to that beautiful melody. There, yeah? Lovely. One of my favorite portions here. Okay, great. Challenging lesson. Take it a little bit at a time, and I'll see you at the next lesson.